Hello everyone, maadjong adlaw. It's been a few weeks since I posted my last video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's been a while. At the moment, we're at the Henan Resort in Bohol. We're having our Miss Universe Philippines activities because in a few days, can't believe it really, in a few days, we will be turning over our responsibilities to a new batch of queens. The coronation is really just a few days away, and I'm feeling a little bit nostalgic. So I thought to myself, why not take a look back? And then also, why not invite you guys to do the same with me? So today, I'm gonna give a reaction video. Not just any reaction video, this is a special reaction video because this is a reaction video on my own performance from last year. And we're gonna start with the preliminary interview. For those of you guys who are not aware of what happens in pageantry or who are not really into pageantry, let me just give a quick briefer on this. The preliminary interview is part of a pageant where girls finally get a chance to show a little bit of their character, show a little bit of their personality, and maybe even a little bit of their advocacy in life, and then share that with the judges or a panel for them to get to know the girl on a more personal level, and then take that into consideration when the girl performs on stage during the finals night. So it's something that's actually a big thing in pageantry. It's one of the more important segments in pageantry actually. So let's take a look back at my performance last year for the preliminary interview. This, by the way, was held in Baguio Country Club, so shout out also to Baguio Country Club for that. I have here with me my phone. I have the video ready. It's been a while since I've last seen it, so let's see which emotions are triggered with this video. Okay, I'm gonna crank up the volume a little bit. There she is. Oh my goodness. Oh, smiley.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, I was informed by Angel.
Okay, so the thing that I was informed about here, by the way, just a little more details. We were all given just 30 seconds to answer every question that would be thrown at us by the panel. Now, it's actually not easy to get your thoughts succinct into a 30-second answer. That's the challenge. Someone can talk about something to great extents and take up a lot of minutes or maybe even hours, but in this instant, you actually need to be able to put all your thoughts into a very concise idea and deliver it in such a way that you leave a little impact on the judges or on the panel. So that was actually a challenge, and that was something that wasn't told to us while we were preparing for the preliminary interview. This was just told right before you enter the doors to have your preliminary interview. So, challenge, but it's okay, challenge accepted. Okay, wait, another thing that I want to share here. I'm sorry, I paused for the second time. Another thing I want to share is I can see myself now. I can hear my breathing. I clearly remember I was feeling cold while I was having this preliminary interview because it wasn't a closed door interview. This was a friggin' outdoor interview. So we were outside in the cold airs of Baguio, and it was getting to me. I'm a kind of person that doesn't really like the cold, so this was actually causing me to shiver all over and to rub my hands together and to breathe more heavily, I think, to keep my body warm. So if ever you're watching the preliminary interview on a separate device, for example, or from another video or source, now you know why I was behaving like that.
Hello, my name is Pauline Amelinckx. I'm your Boholana Belgian, from, of course, the beautiful province of Bohol. My dad is a Belgian and I'm Filipina, so I'm like a mix of both cultures in one, and I'm very excited to be here today.
So I really purposely inserted the Boholana Belgian because I kind of made that a hashtag for me. In this video, I'm also going to be giving tips and reviews on my own performance, and maybe this is something other girls can use, or maybe this is also like good notes from myself. And the Boholana Belgium is actually a description I gave myself with the help of some of my friends from Tubigo, and something we came up with so that it would somehow stay with people. It would be a description that would immediately point to me. So I did that on purpose.
What's one beautiful word in your local language? What
I would like to choose the word Pohn. It means hopefully. It's a word that we use whenever we talk about something that is going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to join Miss Universe Philippines, Pohn, hopefully, with God's blessing.
Okay, I heard the bell here. That was a 30-second bell. I don't know if you heard it. So yes, with this question, I was actually really lucky because a few weeks before the preliminary interview, I remembered reading a post or a caption by my friend on Facebook, and he described or he gave the meaning to the word puhon. And puhon is actually a word that is being used by so many of my friends, especially people from the older generations here in Bohol and perhaps in other parts of the provinces. And when I asked my friends what the actual meaning was, they never really gave like a very, how do you call this? They never were able to give a general meaning to what puhon actually means. I got different meanings from different people. So I never really knew up until the point where I read the description, and then it made so much sense to me. And it became a habit of me to use it in my own sentences as well, because I found the meaning really beautiful in God's timing, with God's will. And I was lucky enough to have remembered that particular incident where I read the post or the caption, and I brought this up back in our interview. So lesson here is that it's really still important, no matter how good you are in speaking, to still keep on reading, to still keep on exploring, and be able to open your mind up to new learnings, because let's face it, we learn something new every day, even if we don't know it. Okay, next question. Ooh. I've had many learning experiences as a child. As a child.
I had to not be shy when it comes to myself and when it comes to my body and my capacities. I was very shy, always in the corner. But my mom and my dad always kept telling me, you have to really be out there. That's the only way for you to grow. That's the only way for you to shine.
Going back to my answer here, would you believe that I was a very, very shy kid? You could not get me to do anything that was in public gatherings or when my parents would have their friends over. I would really just be the quiet person sitting at the end of the table eating her food. And I wouldn't really want to interact. I wouldn't want to go to other people and say hello. I was really, really shy. It was only sometime in college that I slowly started coming out of my shell a little bit. And even then, it was always just one baby step at a time. And now here I am. Not that shy anymore. But, you know, life experience, at least I know better now. And I'm happy not being the shy girl anymore. Because, oh yeah, something that I want to share with you guys when it comes to being shy. This is an experience or a memory that I actually remember now. And it was a memory that wasn't with a person who was particularly close to me. This person was just like a schoolmate. But what he said really stuck with me up to this day. So this was in college, and I was shy to do something. And then he asked me, oh, why don't you want to do that? And my answer was, no, it's okay, I'm shy. And then he just told me right up front, you're not going to get anything with being shy. And yeah, ponder on that as you may. But it actually made sense to me. It makes more sense to me now than it did back then. Because back then I was like, why are you forcing me out of my shell when I'm not ready? But I think those are things that you will learn as you grow or as the days pass by. Next question. Okay, this is asking one major lesson that we learned in the pandemic. I'm sure all of us have learned so many different things to do and about ourselves during this pandemic. So let's see what I'm answering here. I forgot.
So many things, from cooking to planting. But I think one thing that I really learned is how interconnected everything really is.
Right.
From the animal world to the human world, from communities, inter-province. And I think that just reminds me of the fact that we all play a part in fighting this pandemic and that we can all rise together.
Okay, I now remember this. The gist of my answer here was interconnectedness. How everything during this pandemic, how it became more apparent that everything is really interconnected with each other. And this was also something from an article that I read a few days beforehand. So again here, important for you to still read here and there to keep yourself updated on current events and on what's going on with the world, and to also form a little bit of an opinion there so that you can speak based on your own opinion. This is something that's always important. But yes, interconnectedness, I remember my answer now. And really, it's been over a year already that we've been in this pandemic. But at least we're slowly getting back on track. Let's not dive too deep into the corona topic here. All right.
I would want to be a spokesperson and a rallying point to bring
Still want
people
to be.
together in meaningful conversation and together look for solutions. And I think that with this platform of influence, that's something I can really do.
Yes. So to become a spokesperson for people, I remember Billy's answer where she said she wants to amplify voices of people. And I think that's something that a lot of beauty queens are doing already. Not just amplifying voices, but then also enabling other people to find their passion, find their strengths, and then working on those strengths to create a change that will then create a ripple effect. I remember this. Next question. Oh, I know.
That's very interesting. For this moment, I would like to choose pink. Pink is the color that would symbolize me as a phenomenal woman, and pink is also something that you will have to watch out for during my performances or preliminary or evening gown. I'm not going to mention which one, but I'll just tell you that. And it's also my favorite color. I have an emotional relation with that color.
Yeah.
Every time my dad would give me gifts, it will always be something pink.
To give a little bit more of an insider on my answer here, my preliminary gown was pink, and it was a choice that I came up with together with my designer because, you know, like I said, I have an emotional connection with the color pink, and I really wanted to wear or sport that color. And yes, my dad, when I was younger, whenever he would give me gifts, it would always be something that was pink. And I've carried on that tradition myself. Even my laptop is pink. If my cell phone was pink, it would be perfect turno, but it's not. But anyways, yeah, pink. I love pink up to this day. Still consider it my favorite color. Next question. I'm still so smiley.
Yes. I would have to choose the Loboc River Cruise.
Yep.
The Loboc River, I don't know if you've tried it. I hope that you had. You tried it? So hopefully then you agree with me. The Loboc River Cruise is really one of the more amazing things that you can do in Bohol. It's not just good food, it's not just you being on that river cruise, but it allows you to interact with the locals in dance and in song.
That's still true.
And every time I'm there, I always make it a point for me to dance at tinikling with the locals, even though I risk getting my feet hurt with the bamboo. But it's really one of the things I would want everyone to know about here in Bohol.
Yeah, up to this day, I really still enjoy going to Loboc and to have lunch on the Loboc River Cruise, because it's really a nice opportunity and a heartwarming opportunity for one, for you to be able to interact with the locals in song and in dance. The dance is tinikling, and I think that the beat and just the general spirit of the people just makes you want to dance. It's impossible for you to stand still or sit still and eat your food and not, like, you know, tap your foot to the beat of the song. And then at some point you just stand up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna do the tinikling. And yes, once in a while the bamboo hits your ankles because you weren't able to lift your foot up in time, but that's okay because the experience and the memories are all worth it. And I hope that when this pandemic is over, that industry will will boom even more. Looking forward to that. You guys should try it too. Oh, and one thing that I liked about my answer here, I'm not biased, just a tad, but one thing I think I would like to still keep doing in any future interviews is to be more interactive. Here I asked the judges or the panel if they had tried it as well, so I was kind of asking them a question in return, which kind of then allows more of a conversation to take place rather than just simply answering a question. And that's a tip I'll put on my own list as well. Next question.
Let's go to the word side now. That's the creation. Now let's go to the word side.
All right.
Work from home.
Yes.
Deep breath.
So, what do you think are the skills that you need to develop for the workplace of the future, as we call it?
I have worked from home also
work from
during
home.
the first few months of the pandemic. I'm sorry, it's a bit cold. During the
Yes.
first few months of the pandemic, and I
Well,
think
at this point.
patience is one thing that we all need to work on ourselves, especially with the internet connection that we have at home. There are so many times that
I'm
I
not
had
even gonna mention
meetings,
the internet
and then my
connection.
internet connection would fade out, and then I wouldn't hear the rest of it. I think patience above everything else is something that we need to work on, and from then on, we at least have the clear mind to work on everything else.
Let me expound on this. Prior to the pre-pageant activities of Miss Universe Philippines, there were so many times that pageant enthusiasts or pageant bloggers would ask the candidates for an interview, which would, of course, in the time of Corona, mostly all be online. My internet connection would sometimes fade out, and then I would hear stories from other people who are watching that particular interview live that my face or that my screen was hanging and I was mid laugh, for example, and it would like screen freeze on that particular point for how many seconds or maybe even minutes, and people would have to look at my face mid laugh, or I don't know what other weird faces I was pulling on TV or on the laptop or on YouTube, for example, but I'm sure there's a lot of them. But yes, patience in this case. I think with work from home, a lot of us will be able to relate, especially people or students who are studying from home. Like, hats off and kudos to you for having the energy, courage, and the patience to see that through, because I can't imagine myself being in your situation now. I'd probably be losing my hair and turning gray from everything. So keep it up, guys. You can do this. You can do this. Work on those dreams.
Okay.
Wait, when the moment he said hashtag love local, I can see from my face now that I knew what I wanted to answer. Like, I didn't even need to think. It was a no-brainer for me.
It would definitely be Raffia
Raffia.
from To Be Good Weavers. I'm not wearing it at the moment. I will be wearing it for one of the segments.
I'm giving away so many details of my looks during this interview. I hope my designer didn't mind. Anyway, moving on to my question, or to my answer.
Definitely, yes. I'm not gonna indulge any more information about
I have to stop myself from giving up too much information of my looks and what I was wearing. But yes, Raffia from Tubigon, that would definitely be my answer for hashtag love local. It's something that I've been wearing since 2018, I think, for pageants, and it always just seems fitting, and it just feels so right to have that community and have that product be part of my journey as well. And also because I'm from Tubigon too, so yeah.
It's really a product that's from my hometown in Tubigon, and it really takes so many people to make a raffia roll.
Yes.
And there's so much thought and effort that goes into it, and it's a beautiful product with so many possibilities.
Yeah, I think I've tried weaving raffia at the Tubigon Loom Weavers, and I joked, oh, this can be my internship, or I can maybe help you guys out, but I think I was the cause of delay for everything while I was there. They are so fast. It's really an intricate process, but once you do it, practice makes perfect, they say, so they already got used to it, and they can create a roll in just a few days. I think I'd need a year to make one roll. So anyways, moving on to the next question. Okay.
At the moment, it's really staying strong and continuing their dreams of educating themselves, even during these pandemic times.
Yep.
We all are having a hard time, but that doesn't mean that our dreams, our passions are canceled. They're just on hold, and I think that they all need to have hope in their hearts to continue what they're dreaming on and to somehow make their dreams still come true.
I still completely agree with my answer. Biased ba? No, I'm kidding. But yes, education is still gonna be one of the more important tools in life to get you where you wanna be. And I think that this pandemic, to many people, even to me sometimes, feels like it's rock bottom. But let's not think of it as rock bottom. Let's think of it as a spring or a trampoline. Like, the harder you hit it, the further up you'll bounce back. So let's just think of that instead.
Thank you too.
Oh, is that
Thank you.
it?
It's
Oh, yes.
inspired.
Oh, they were complimenting me on my look.
Thank you.
Since we were in Baguio, my designer thought it fitting for me to wear an Igorot-inspired outfit for my preliminary interview. And I completely agree, and I'm so grateful for Mikey Andre for helping me with this look as well. And with everybody else who online and through Zoom was willing to look at me while I was preparing myself for this look. Because for these activities in Baguio City, all the girls had to learn how to do their own hair and makeup, and makeup was okay. Doing my own makeup was fine and bearable. My hair, 9 out of 10, was a mess. And that's one of the reasons why I cut it short. But anyway, so I finished my interview here. There's a little bit more time. Still feeling cold, I think.
I think I did pretty well. I just wish someone told me it wasn't a closed door interview. It was an outdoor
interview.
So cool.
So cold. Well, that wraps up the awesome review of Pauline Cucharo Amelinckx on Pauline Cucharo Amelinckx 2020. I hope that you guys enjoyed this quick look back to last year's performance and last year's experience. I'll be taking down some notes for myself, and I hope that somehow this video might have helped other aspiring beauty queens as well. But for now, let's just take a little break. I'll be back with another video, but that video will then be about the preliminary gown and the preliminary swimsuits. So you'll just need to stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Please continue to support and subscribe my channel, and I'll see you guys soon.